You stole 5,000 pounds, David, Claire hissed, slamming a spreadsheet on her desk, her eyes gleaming with accusation. I stood there, 42, my chest tight, staring at a lie that could ruin me. Claire, my manager, had faked records, pinned her own theft on me, all to snag a promotion and bury my career. She thought I'd crumble, lose my job, my family's future. She was dead wrong. I'm David Miller, and this is how I dug up her secrets, exposed her with ironclad proof, and made her lose everything. I'd been at Harper Retail in Manchester for 12 years, running their warehouse like clockwork. It wasn't flashy. Forklifts humming, crates stacked high, the faint smell of cardboard and coffee, but it was mine. I'd start at 6 a.m., scanning stock, joking with my crew over tepid tea, making sure every shelf was ready. My team was solid. We'd cover each other's mistakes, share a laugh when the day dragged. At 42, I was proud of what I'd built. My wife, Sarah, and our kids. Liam, 16, football mad, and Emma, 18, eyeing uni, were my world. My pay covered our mortgage, Liam's boots, Emma's applications. I wasn't chasing glory. I just wanted to keep us steady, maybe afford a weekend away someday. Claire stormed in 2 years ago, a 32-year-old regional manager with sharp blazers and sharper ambition. She was all about results, setting brutal targets, charming the higher-ups. At first, I admired her drive. She'd push us hard, but flash a smile, call me Reliable Dave. But soon, I saw the cracks. She'd claim our overtime fixes as her wins, snap at us for tiny errors, dodge questions about slashed budgets. I caught her once, on the phone, boasting about her shot at district director. "I'll make it happen," she said, voice cold. I didn't know making it meant framing me. I remember when Claire wasn't so bad. She'd ask me to walk her through the inventory system, scribble notes, say I was the expert. I thought we were a team. But last winter, she turned. She'd nitpick my logs in front of everyone, call out sloppy work when my counts were perfect. "Fix it, David," she'd bark, her smirk barely hidden. My team started whispering, giving me odd looks. I brushed it off. I had a family to feed, a mortgage to pay. I couldn't afford to push back, but I should have seen the storm coming. It started small, then snowballed. Stock began vanishing, 500 pounds one week, 1,000 pounds the next. I'd triple-check my logs, stay late, but the shortages kept growing. My stomach knotted every time I ran the numbers. My crew grew distant. Even my mate Tom seemed cagey. One day, he pulled me aside in the break room. "Mate, you all right? Claire's spreading word you're off your game." My jaw tightened. Off my game? I'd given this place 12 years. I went home, staring at the ceiling. Sarah's soft breathing beside me. Something was wrong, and it wasn't me. Then it exploded. One Monday, Claire summoned me to her office. She sat there, arms crossed, face like ice. "David, we've got 5,000 pounds missing from last month's stock. Your initials are on every log." My heart stopped. "That's impossible," I said, voice shaking. "I've never touched a penny." She shoved a spreadsheet at me. My initials, DM, on every line. "Explain this," she snapped. I couldn't. My head spun. She leaned in, voice low. "You're suspended, David. HR's taking over." I caught her smirk as I stumbled out. That's when it hit me. She'd framed me, faked the records to make herself look like the hero who caught a thief. I drove home, hands gripping the wheel, my world crumbling. Sarah was in the kitchen, prepping dinner. She saw my face and dropped her spoon. "David, what's happened?" I sank into a chair, voice breaking. "Claire says I stole 5,000 pounds, Sarah. They're suspending me." Her eyes widened. "You? A thief?" "That's insane." She grabbed my hands. "We'll fight this, love. You're not that man." But doubt crept in. Claire had the evidence, the power. I had nothing. That night, I lay awake, picturing Liam's football dreams, Emma's uni plans, our home, all slipping away. I wasn't going down without a fight. The next morning, I started digging. I pulled up my work emails, scrolling through Claire's late-night corrections. She'd sent them at 10 p.m., midnight, always tweaking my counts. I'd trusted her, updated the system as she asked. Now I saw it. Every change matched a shortage. She'd been doctoring my logs. I saved every email, every timestamp, my hands trembling. But emails weren't enough. I needed something concrete, something she couldn't spin. I called Tom. We met at a pub far from the warehouse. "Claire's setting you up," he said, nursing a pint. "She's been in the stockroom alone, odd hours, messing with crates." My pulse raced. "Can we get the cameras?" Tom hesitated. "Risky, mate, but I can leave the system logged in tonight." He was sticking his neck out, and I owed him. That night, I sat at my laptop, combing through grainy footage, heart pounding. At 2:17 a.m., I found it. Claire, alone, slipping electronics into a bag, scribbling in my logbook. My initials. She'd forged them. I downloaded the clip, backed it up on 2 drives, my palms sweaty. But I wasn't done. Claire's budget meetings with the brass were always shady. She'd blame discrepancies on me. I called Lisa, an old maid who'd moved to head office. "David, this is dangerous," she whispered. "Claire's been funneling stock to a side buyer, covering it with your name. I've got a memo." She sent it. Claire's signature on a sketchy vendor deal, dated weeks before my suspension. My hands shook. I had her. Emails, footage, the memo. But Claire was cunning. One wrong move, and she'd twist it. The stakes got higher. Tom texted me. Claire was sniffing around the security system, asking about glitches. She was on to us. That night, I caught her in the warehouse, checking the cameras. My heart sank. If she wiped the footage, I was done. I called Tom, voice low. "She's going to erase it." He cursed. "I'll lock the system, but you've got hours, mate." I raced to the warehouse, 3 a.m., slipping in through a side door. Claire was at the control panel, typing fast. I hid behind a crate, holding my breath as she muttered, "No loose ends." She didn't see me. I waited till she left, then checked. The footage was still there, but barely. I copied it to a 3rd drive, my hands shaking. I needed one more piece. Claire's assistant Mark was her lap dog, always in her office. I bluffed him over coffee, acting defeated. "Claire's got me good, huh?" I said, fishing. He smirked, too cocky. "Shouldn't have crossed her, Dave. She's got big plans." I pressed, casual. "Like what? District director?" He laughed. "Yeah, once you're gone." I recorded it on my phone, hidden in my pocket. It wasn't much, but it tied her motive tight. Time was running out. Claire had HR pushing for my termination, and Sarah was barely sleeping, worried we'd lose the house. I booked a meeting with HR and Richard, the district manager, for Friday. Claire didn't know I was coming. I spent days prepping, checking every file, rehearsing my words. Sarah hugged me that morning. "You've got this, David." My stomach churned, but I nodded. I had to, for her, for the kids. The meeting was a battlefield. Claire was there, all smiles, chatting with Richard about her promotion potential. Her face fell when she saw me. "David, you're suspended," she snapped. "You can't be here." I looked at Richard, calm as I could. "I've got proof," Claire framed me. I plugged in the USB, my hands steady. The room went dead quiet as the footage played. Claire, clear as day, stealing stock, forging my logs. I showed the emails, the memo, Mark's recording. Richard's jaw clenched. Claire's eyes darted. "It's fabricated," she shouted, voice cracking. "He's lying." But her hands trembled. Richard turned to her, voice like steel. "Explain this, Claire. Now." She stammered, tried to pin it on a hack, but the evidence was bulletproof. Richard cut her off. "You're terminated, Claire. Clear your desk." Her face drained of color. She grabbed her bag, spitting threats, and stormed out. The door slammed. I exhaled, my knees weak. Richard shook my hand. David, you're reinstated. We're reviewing you for Claire's role. My crew, waiting outside, mobbed me with cheers. Tom slapped my back, grinning. Told you, mate. A month later, I was regional manager. The pay bump covered Emma's uni fees, and we fixed the kitchen sink that had been leaking for years. Sarah and I celebrated with a rare takeaway, laughing like kids. Liam even hugged me, muttering, "Nice one, Dad." Claire, word spread fast. No retailer in Manchester would touch her. Last I heard, she was scraping by in some admin gig, her career in ruins. She'd tried to bury me to climb the ladder. I took her spot and her dreams. At 42. I learned one thing. When someone frames you, don't just defend. Fight back with proof. Patience, evidence, timing. That's how you win. Ever been stabbed in the back at work? Drop your story in the comments. If this hit home, smash that subscribe button. I'm David, and I'll see you in the next one.